I'm back. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Jassy. I'm here with another book discussion or review. Which way will this go? We'll find out, but I'll have it in the title. I'm here to discuss Tom Felton's book, Beyond the Wand. I have so many things to say. Hey, editing Jocelyn here. Just here to say that although this book is about a former Slytherin, I am a Gryffindor according to every test I've taken. Okay, bye. Stumbled across, maybe stumbled is the wrong word. I found this book on maybe, or not found, I saw it, like I wasn't even looking for it. I saw it in Audible, like just by mistake. And I was like, what the is that? And I saw that it was Tom Felton. And for those of you who don't know, Tom Felton is the actor who plays Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series, right? So I was like, what? I clearly need to check this out. I was out of Audible credits at the time, or I probably would have bought it immediately. And then, you know, I have this long list of books that I want to buy. So I diligently went to the library and signed up to be on the waiting list for the audiobook, which is read by Tom Felton. So write that down. That's part of the review. It is read by Tom Felton. And as an avid extra Harry Potter fan, I promise you, I was so thrilled to see this book. I had no idea it was a thing. So that's the first part of this video. I had no idea it was a thing. It was a wonderful surprise, and I was happy to find it. I will tell you right now that if you are going to go the library route, it was an intense wait. I want to say it was a 13-week wait. And you know, with Libby, there are a lot of different things that go into a wait time, right? Like how it's like how many copies of the book that your library has. And I want to say my library didn't have a lot of copies of this book, but a lot of people wanted to read it, which hint, hint, Montgomery County, get more copies. But the wait was insane. And to give you some reference, I also was on the waiting list for that really popular Colleen Hoover book that you all hyped up that I'm almost finished. And I'm going to read you for filth that if it doesn't, if there isn't a significant twist coming in the last 20% of this book, I'm going to read you off for filth. But the waiting list for Tom Felton's book was longer than It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And that took me by surprise. Anyway, some things about the book. If you are a Harry Potter fan, like, and I don't mean like a fair weather fan. I mean, you can be a fair weather fan, but I mean, if you are a Harry Potter fan, you need to get this book. And I don't even mean like you don't need to dive into your, oh, I'm Ravenclaw. Like this isn't that. This is just like the pure nostalgia of it. Just that there's so many inside tidbits and facts that he shares with you, from his perspective, but they're still Harry Potter tidbits and behind the scenes information. I loved it. And I also loved it from his perspective, to the point that I hope that his book release encourages some of the other friends from that movie to do the same. Like, I would love to hear, selfishly from the Harry Potter perspective, I would love to hear things from their viewpoint, but then also just to hear how it affected them as people, because that was a lot of his book. He dives deep into, you know, how he was feeling as a child on the set of this massive project, and then growing up a child actor, which was really encouraging. I guess I'll keep this as review-like as possible. It was really encouraging to read his experience as a child actor in comparison to some other people that we've read, right? Like Jeanette McCurdy, whose journey in child acting is an absolute shit show, right? So to hear that like his mom was like supportive and she was never like, learn your lines, Tom, to the point that the studio was kind of like, Tom's gotta learn his lines, right? I love that for him. I love that. Like, it was never like a, oh, you need to do this to pay the bills, Tom, type of thing, which is amazing. There were so many things that I enjoyed about reading it from his point of view. And like the first thing I have on my list, which of course I do have my list here, is that he really is just freaking hilarious. And I feel like Draco's character, obviously he's not Draco, but I feel like Draco's character was so stoic, right? So angry. So it was like really cool to see this playful person come out of there. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I thought he was absolutely hilarious. And then I find it interesting. I don't know much about British people and British culture. This is something that I've learned from reading Prince Harry's book as well, that I just don't know shit about these people across the pond. You know, like my knowledge is limited at the British are coming, right? Bastards. But I found it interesting, some of the parallels that he described about British people, specifically British men, and discussing their emotions to some of the things that Prince Harry mentioned in his book. What's going on over there in Britain? Are you all need to be a little more emo, it seems, you know? Like, apparently, are we doing emotions better here in America? I'm kidding a little. But I thought that was interesting. Is that a stereotype of British people? Tell me in the comments below, because clearly I don't know. Another Britishism is just, like he says the word disorienting a lot, but he kept saying it as disorientating. And every time I was like, what? Guess things were disorientating. Disorienting? Whatever. Anyway, I cannot tell you how much I adored the nuggets to the Harry Potter films, like just the behind the scenes tidbits and info that he gave. I just cannot stress enough how cool and amazing that was. And I don't want to spoil any of them for you, because I want you, my thing keeps going off, maybe I should unplug it. I want you to check them out yourself, because I don't want to ruin them for you. So this is going to be a review. I think that I want you to feel the magic that I felt reading those things, because I definitely felt some magic reading those nuggets. But to give you some insight, he basically details his relationship with a lot of those main characters, and not just Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Like, he talks about like his experience working with the actor who played Hagrid, the actor who played Voldemort, the actor who played Sirius Black, the actor who played his dad, Lucius Malfoy. It like, those moments were so freaking cool. And then he talks about, you know, his perspective of playing a bad guy, which I thought was crazy. Like, and by crazy, I mean, like, there are moments where he as a child understands that he is an actor and he is not actually Draco Malfoy, but there are grown people that didn't understand that were giving him crap, which is wild. Like, what be wrong with y'all? What actually is wrong with y'all? Anyway, so then, of course, he talks about the aftermath of being a Harry Potter actor, which I also found so intriguing. I also found it laugh out loud hilarious that he ends up moving to America. He's not here anymore. And while he was here, you know, he had he ended up going to rehab. His friends felt like he was drinking too much. And his like awakening to realizing, you know, mental health is important. Because don't forget, friends, mental health, your mental health specifically, is important, and you should take care of your mental health at all times, because you can't be you if you're not there, right? Just if you break your finger, you break your arm, you need to take care of your mental health. So he had some moments when he was in rehab, then he chose a better place for rehab, and he started to evaluate his life and what's important to him. And I really enjoyed that perspective, as well as the perspective of him kind of tying it back to the theme of Harry Potter, if you will, like that it's that your choices are who make you, or your choices is what makes you who you are, which is why a lot of people fell in love with Harry Potter, right? You know, but definitely check it out. I really enjoyed it. I loved reading about his family. He goes into his family. I loved reading about his early work. He's got a whole career before this that I was oblivious about, and I like went back and I was like looking stuff up and everything, which I really enjoyed the nostalgia of this, the walk down memory lane. He definitely reveals a lot about his life and some of his traumas, all while being upbeat. Like, I'm telling you, there's like, even when he's talking about his moments in rehab and stuff, like he remains a very upbeat, happy guy, which, you know, could be which could be a couple of different things, right? It could be that, you know, he is in denial, but which I doubt, or it could mean that, you know, he has found some healthy coping mechanisms, which I hope is the case, and I suspect is the case. So yeah, you definitely need to check this out, especially if you are a Harry Potter fan. You are going to thoroughly enjoy the nuggets from the show, the pieces that he talks about from the show, but then you're also going to enjoy hearing about how the show really affected him as a human being and that experience on that set, as well as just learning about someone that you grew up with, right? We grew up with those actors in a way, you know. And he talks about Harry Potter like being passed down to generations. You can have people like me who are 35 years old who grew up with these books and films, and then there's a 13-year-old reading it for the first time, or a 12-year-old, however old you are when you start reading Harry Potter, reading it for the first time, right? Which is amazing to think about in a way. But yes, definitely read it. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. He reveals a lot. It's a great memoir. I have another memoir up on the docket. It's Jennifer Lewis's new book. So I read her first book. I'm blanking on the name, but she has a second book out. So I've checked it out, so I've got 15 days to read it, or 17 days, whatever it is, that I'm finishing this Colleen Hoover book. Yeah, that's what's going on in my book world. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if there's a book that you think I should check out. I definitely am a fan of suggestions. Let me know what you thought about the Tom Felton book, Beyond the Wand. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear. And then also, if this is your gig, these are available on the Etsy link in my bio, as well as, you know, this collection, this black and white collection is called Negative Space. I've got a couple of different versions of that clay cane, so definitely check it out if that's your thing. Thanks for listening to me talk about books as usual. Bye.